Hello and welcome. It is the 4th of July, a hugely significant day in the history of our country and indeed internationally. And the most important reason for that, of course, it's the draw for the Betfred World Matchplay. I'm delighted to be joined by Fred Dunn, the boss of Betfred, and Mr. Matthew Porter, the chief exec of the Professional Darts Corporation, who will be conducting the draw. Gentlemen, before we crack on with it, week and a half at Blackpool Winter Gardens. It's a long association that Betfred's had with the World Matchplay. Special tournament, isn't it, Fred?
It doesn't get better. You know, I love everything about it. I love the players, I love the crowd, the excitement. I always get a kick out of it. And it's been a fantastic sponsorship for Betfred, but it's a two-way street. I just love darts.
Matt, it's one of the jewels in the PDC's crown. Obviously, the biggest ranking event outside of the World Championship, but it brings a more of a unique flavour than a lot of other events.
It ticks so many boxes, doesn't it? I think if you asked 100 dart players what their favourite tournament was, probably 99 of them would say the World Matchplay. And if you asked 100 dart fans the same question, you get very similar answers. The venue, the location, that archetypal British summertime break, you know, coupled with world-class darts entertainment. I mean, the Betfred World Matchplay, as you say, what's not to like?
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of the reasons that the Betfred World Matchplay is so special is guaranteed quality. Here's how it works. We've got the top 16 in the world. They're the seeded players and they're fixed in the draw bracket. We're still going to draw them out of the bag, so there'll be a bit more drama to it. The other 16 players are the unseeded ones. They'll be pitted against those seeds in the first round, and they're based on form, essentially. It's the Pro Tour de Merit, a 12-month rolling system. Some players, for example, Luke Little, will be making his debut at the World Matchplay this year. Have only had a few months in it. He's stormed into the qualifying spots. So we're going to get Fred to draw out the seeded players, and then Matt will be drawing the unseeded players. So, gentlemen, you've given the balls a quick stir around. We can crack on. So we'll start with the seeded player and Fred.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Rob Cross, the 2019 champion and a winner in New York City this year in the World Series.
21.
21 is Jan van Veen, very talented young Dutchman, making his debut in this year's tournament.
Number 13.
Number 13 is Ross Smith, who won a title on Tuesday on the Pro Tour, one of the biggest 180 hitters in the game.
Number 18.
Number 18 is Josh Rock, the young Northern Irishman. Second appearance, not won a game at Blackpool Winter Gardens as yet.
Number 5.
Number 5 is the defending champion, Nathan Aspinall. You'll be hearing from him a little bit later on.
Number 30.
Number 30, Luke Woodhouse, man making his debut at the World Matchplay from Bewdley, ever improving as a player.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Gerwyn Price, the finalist 2 years ago, World Cup winner, former World Cup winner, I should say.
Number 24.
Number 24 is Daryl Gurney, two-time semi-finalist.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Peter Snakebite Wright, produced one of the great World Matchplay campaigns when he won it a few years ago.
Number 31.
Number 31 is Andrew Gilding, former UK Open champion, just clung on to his qualifying spot.
Number 11.
Number 11 is the Australian number 1, Damon Heta, beat Luke Little at the UK Open earlier this year.
Number 19.
Number 19 is Ryan Searle. Good game, that one. Heavy metal Ryan Searle. Was a seed last year, smashed Raymond van Barneveld all over the board. Not a seed this time around.
Number 15.
Number 15 is Joe Cullen. Knocked Gerwyn Price out of last year's World Matchplay.
Number 27.
Number 27 is Brendan Dolan, the man who took care of Michael van Gerwen 12 months ago at Blackpool Winter Gardens.
Number 14.
Number 14 is Chris Dobie, semi-finalist at the World Championship, of course, former Masters champion.
Number 28.
Number 28 is Richie Edhouse, a man who'd never really threatened to qualify for this. He'll be making his debut at Blackpool Winter Gardens this year.
Number 8.
Number 8, that is Johnny the Ferret Clayton, the Welshman, runner-up last year, won a title just yesterday on the Pro Tour.
Number 26.
26 is Raymond van Barneveld, the 5-time world champion. Not a happy hunting ground over the last decade, Blackpool. Only won 2 games in the last 10 years.
Number 1.
Number 1, it is the world champion and world number 1, cool hand Luke Humphries.
Number 23.
Number 23 is Pikachu, Ricardo Pietreczko, the German number 3 who's making his debut at this year's World Match.
Number 7.
Number 7, that is Dave Chizzy Chisnell, a 5-time quarter-finalist at Blackpool.
Number 29.
Number 29 is the Polish Eagle Krzysztof Ratajski, a man who's reached the semi-finals of this tournament, something Chizzy's not managed.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the 3-time champion, Mighty Michael van Gerwen.
Number 22.
Number 22 is Luke the Nuke Littler, the teenage phenomenon. He has been pitted against Mighty Michael van Gerwen in the very first round.
Number 12.
Number 12, that is Danny Noppert, the Dutch number 2, a former semi-finalist.
Number 32.
Number 32 is James Wade, a man who's making his 19th consecutive appearance at Blackpool Winter Gardens, but only just snuck in on the qualifying criteria in the last couple of days.
Number 3.
Number 3, it is Michael Smith, the bully boy, a former finalist, just won the World Cup with England alongside Luke Humphries.
Number 17.
Number 17 is Gary Anderson, a man who was formerly a kind of mentor to him back in the day, but he has been playing sensational darts this year, Gary Anderson.
Number 9.
Number 9, Dimitri van den Berg, the Belgian number 1 and former champion, of course, at the World Matchplay.
Number 20.
Number 20 is Martin Schindler. So he's the Belgian number 1 versus the German number 1. Martin Schindler winning his first title on the PDC circuit this year.
And number 16.
And finally, number 16, that is the Bullet Stephen Bunting, the reigning Masters champion.
Number 25.
25, that is Ryan Joyce, a man back at the match play for the first time in 4 years, only his second appearance. So that concludes the draw. Gentlemen, there's one standout tie there, isn't there? I mean, we all knew that Luke Littler was going to be pitted against somebody. He's been pitted against the 3-time champion in Michael van Gerwen. That is an astonishing game to look forward to in round 1.
It's going to be a lovely start, isn't it? It's going to get the competition off to a bang, that one. I love it.
It is. Well, look, Betfred do have an offer for you as well. So if you put a bet on anybody to win outright in the tournament and they hit a 9-darter at any stage of the tournament and then go on to win it, they are going to double the odds. So, for example, if you put a bet on cool hand Luke Humphries, who is obviously world champion, Grand Slam champion, Players champion, he's hit a couple of 9-darters this year in tournament play as well. His odds are 7-2. However, if you put a bet on him, he goes on, completes the job with a 9-darter along the way, you would get 7-1 as the payout. So, I think we have everything concluded. We have some stellar matchups lined up. We can show you the draw, actually, from top to bottom, hopefully. We're going to start, and we're going to show you in draw bracket order. So Luke Humphries, the number 1 seed, will take on Ricardo Pietreczko. Then it'll be Stephen Bunting versus Ryan Joyce. This is all the same quarter of the draw, remember. Finalist last year, Johnny Clayton against Raymond van Barneveld. The Belgian number 1, Dimitri van den Berg, versus Germany's number 1, Martin Schindler. Gerwyn Price in the second quarter of the draw against Daryl Gurney. That is a very, very difficult game. Gurney has turned it on at Blackpool Winter Gardens against some of the biggest names. He was superb in knocking out Gary Anderson, of course, just 12 months ago. Ross Smith takes on Josh Rock. Could be a very high-scoring affair. Nathan Aspinall gets the title defence underway against Luke Woodhouse. And Danny Noppert against James Wade in the top half of the draw. Showing you the bottom half of the draw, that is that stellar clash between Mighty Michael van Gerwen and Luke Littler, making his debut, the 17-year-old. Joe Cullen versus Brendan Dolan, both giant killers, if you like, last year, taking out some big names. Dave Chisnell, looking to have his best run at the match play. He's 5-time quarter-finalist, takes on the Polish Eagle Krzysztof Ratajski. Peter Wright, he's not been in brilliant form, but Andrew Gilding only just snuck in on the qualifying criteria. It might be the ideal start for both of them, to be honest, in that round 1 encounter. Michael Smith versus Gary Anderson, another big name head-to-head clash. Chris Dobie versus the debutant Richie Edhouse. Rob Cross, a winner in New York City, Madison Square Garden on the World Series this year. But Jan van Veen is perhaps the brightest young talent out of the Netherlands right now. And then the Aussie number 1, Damon Heta, takes on Ryan Searle. Gentlemen, that concludes the draw. Thank you very much for being here. We have some fabulous stuff to look forward to. We are going to hear from last year's winner, Nathan Aspinall. But before we do that, we're going to remind ourselves how he won that title in the final last year against Johnny the Ferret Clayton.
So it's up to Nathan Aspinall. He wants tops for the World Matchplay. For the biggest title of his career. A career-defining night. He's going to have to wait. How long will he have to wait? This isn't football where you can play for time. He's still got to hit a winning double. And if Johnny wins this leg, he goes 501 points away again. This is actually a stressful situation for both players here. I know they're playing it down, but it really is. It's stressful. It's not easy. He's got to get over the winning line. Another chance. Double 10. Double 5. And it is Nathan's night in the Winter Gardens. The Asp sinks to his knees. He wins the biggest title of his career with a dominant display in Blackpool. Johnny Clayton, so competitive for the first 10 legs, could not live with Nathan Aspinall for the rest of the match. One of the finest Blackpool displays we have seen in recent years.
And we are joined by the defending champion, Nathan Aspinall. Nathan, how many times have you watched that back over the last 12 months?
Quite a lot. I'm not even going to lie. I had it on repeat for a good couple of weeks, but no, it's nice to see it. I've not seen it for a bit, but it's nice to see it, and yeah, it's just an amazing day for me.
No, we heard from Matt Port, we heard from Fred about how special the match play is. There's nobody better to tell us than somebody who's got their hands on the trophy. I mean, when you did win it, you said that sort of elevated you to a new tier of darts player. It's a massive thing.
It is, and I think the reason why the players love the event so much is it's so iconic with obviously what Phil achieved there in his amazing career. And I think also it's, if you look at the die-hard dart fans that turn up, you know what I mean, there's no messing around there. They give everyone the best of order, and they love Mr. Brightside, don't they? You know, it's probably one of the walk on at the match play is probably one of the best moments of my life. You know, when I walk on and they start singing it, it's amazing. It's just a special venue.
How are you feeling about your chances this year? I mean, you've just seen the draw. I mean, initial reactions, I suppose you're probably glad you avoided a certain Mr. Littler?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think, you know, obviously everyone that's in this match play are fantastic players. They're out there by merit, but, you know, you've got to be honest with yourself. You know, could have drew a Gary, could have drew a Luke. So, yeah, you know, I've got to take the draw. It's not Littler, which is what I thought I was going to get. So, yeah, some brutal draws, though. Oh, my God. MVG, Luke, and I think, well, for me, Gary Mike's probably the better one, in my opinion, because obviously the history that them two have got. But I think it's amazing. There's some fantastic first-round ties, and I don't know, is the defending champion ever play Sunday afternoon? Because there's some amazing Saturday night games there, isn't there?
I think we might find room for it on the Saturday night, but I don't know. You might, we joke about it. Yeah, it might happen.
It might happen.
Look, we haven't seen somebody defend this title for an awful long while.
Yeah.
Do you think it could happen?
It's going to be tough. You know, there's a few issues. You know, for Giggle and Scene at the moment, I'm not 100% fit. But I'm going to go that stage. You know, I wouldn't play in it if I didn't think I'd win it. I believe that I can still go and win that tournament. I believe I can win back-to-back, but it's going to be tough. You know, it's going to be tougher than last year because of the situation that I'm in. But I'll go there. I'll try my hardest. I'll go on that stage every single time, give it 110%, and hopefully, you know, I can win back-to-back, because I know how much the missus is going to miss this trophy. She hated it. So I want it back.
Best of luck. Go and
Cheers,
enjoy
mate.
it.
Thank you.
The Betfred World Matchplay gets underway a week on Saturday, 9 days of action, the biggest darts tournament in ranking terms outside of the World Championship, and that man is looking to win it back-to-back.